Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Art Lounge Alley. This is project part 78, and I'm going to be continuing working on The Death of Socrates. It's a painting. It's done by Jacques-Louis David. He's one of my favorite painters. He's a French painter. Something that I began a while ago and just kind of left it. You know, this is the original painting right here. And this is where I am with it. Mainly focusing on Plato right now, which is this dude right here on the left. I've been constructing him, trying to get more and more detail, and get a lot of certainty there. You know, just make sure that things are as close to the original as possible, and just build out from there. You know, something that I was talking about before, which is the relationship between objects. So once I'm certain that everything is lined up for Plato, I can could venture into doing other figures based off of him. You know, so for example, looking at this section right here, this part of his wear, and focusing and seeing like, well, how close is this to the clothes of this guy in the red? And from there, just kind of continuing on to have that accuracy. I do want to get this as close as possible to the original. That's the entire point, is like to practice and improve my hand-eye coordination, attention to detail, that sort of thing. You know, I'm not going to claim this as my painting, obviously. So the purpose of it is just to improve, to really get better, to challenge myself to the next level. Which needs as much detail as possible. For those of you who are tuning in from the previous session, I was talking about Philip K. Dick, and I was talking about his books, and I made a mistake. He didn't write Equilibrium. That wasn't his work. It's just something close. You know, I guess it was just related to Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, his book, based off of what Blade Runner is based on. Yeah, just talking about those books, and the short adaptation of his short books that's on Amazon Prime right now, called Electric Dreams. It just kind of brought that up, and I remembered Equilibrium, which is a really good movie. It's also like this post-apocalyptic, futuristic world that turns into a dystopia meant to be a utopia. And it's tyrannical society, basically, where books are banned and all things of the past are burnt, and the only thing that's important is people popping pills to stay quote unquote balanced, not overly emotional, because the idea is, if you're emotional, then that's where problems come up. You know, you react based on emotions, and that's going to be destructive. So they just they remove anything that creates it. So like books, you know, they inspire people, and people get pretty emotional from that. That's banned. Music, it's also banned as well. And it's this insane society. It's like what capitalism is trying to achieve. You know, just a bunch of sheep making money and walking in straight lines, not interfering with anything, and doing as they're told. But if you haven't seen it, great movie. Christian Bale's in it. There are several other actors as well. I don't remember other ones. There were a couple that if I was to watch it again, I'd be like, oh right, I just haven't seen those actors in a while, so it's one of the reasons why I probably don't remember them. But great movie. And Electric Dreams, that series on Amazon Prime, is also really fun. As I was talking about it in the previous stream, they're just shorts and they're unrelated. So each episode is unrelated to the previous one. It's its own story, kind of. And they're very unique stories, futuristic worlds, philosophical concepts. It's a lot of fun. But what brought it up was me wanting to rewatch the new Blade Runner. Well, I'm not going to say it's very new. It's probably like, when did it come out? Like, I want to say 2019, maybe? Yeah, I'm going to say 2019, if not 2018. Let me check real quick. Blade Runner 2049 came out in 2017. It's even earlier than that. So I gotta rewatch that. It was good. I didn't expect it to be, but it was pretty good. And I'll be honest, I like Ryan Gosling. I like him as an actor. There was another movie that I seen with him, and it was based on a true story. It's based on something that actually happened. And he's playing with the other actress. Her name was, damn, what was her name? Christine. I forget it. I forget what it is. Let me look up that real quick. I'm gonna look into his history. Movies that he played. Although I'm not too thrilled about the idea that he's like playing Ken now. It's like the movie Barbie and Ken. That's ridiculous. Like, I'm not even gonna waste a minute looking at that. It's absolutely absurd. But he played in a bunch of good movies that I really liked. So forgiven for that horrible role choice. All Good Things. That's what the movie's called. And it's with, what was her name? Watch, it's gonna pop into my head. No, Kirsten Dunst. Kirsten Dunst? Yeah, it's based on a true story. It's pretty, I don't know, I guess it's upsetting, sort of. But good acting, good movie. And I'll admit it. Well, I'm not too shy about it because I don't like musicals. I'm not a big fan of musicals at all. But I'm gonna say La La Land was a pretty good one. It wasn't so much. It was like a mix, you know. I wouldn't say, you know, because I think when I think musicals, I think the entire time they're singing, whereas this was a little bit of both. Like, it would have moments where they would sing, and then there would be like a continuation of the story. And I really enjoyed it. I really liked it. Probably the only movie I could say it was a musical that I really liked. And that movie started out, All Good Things, it all started out really good, and just spiraled into insanity, like complete insanity. Literally. Like, not just figuratively, like. So it's another good movie to check out when you got free time. And it does have some like comical moments. Like they do a pretty good mix of both. Bummer, I just noticed a mistake here, which is the stone isn't supposed to be as wide. Which means I gotta move like all this other stuff. Either there or here. I'm just gonna add this here and then play around with it later. And that kind of fixes other things because I noticed his legs look longer in the original and I was like, where is it off? I'm gonna say this is it. It has to do with that block. And this is what I mean. I don't really want to move away from, I don't want to move away from Play-Doh until everything is exact, because it's going to affect everything else. In the painting, and then this has to move as well. There's so many folds here. I expect this to be a pretty good learning experience of like how to draw folds and how to pay attention to the details of the folds. I'm actually shocked at how much I'm enjoying this brush tool. Like the fact that it's mimicking oils in the texture, not only just how the paint applies, of it blending and stuff, but there's also some texture to it that really looks like you're painting on a canvas. Like you could see canvas in the texture of the brush. lots of little details. And within these little creases, there are all these like shadows that I have to pay attention to as well. How they blend. Another tactic that I use, actually, when I was talking about like different tools that you can pull out to get the best results, is just paying attention to the shapes of certain things. Like, for instance, the shape of the shadow here, you know, or this like little indentation. I'm just paying attention to just that shape, you know, not really looking at what it is, and just trying to just switch my perspective, you know, in a way to refresh my vision and to start to recognize things as they really are in the reference, and just playing with that, you know, going into that state or that perspective and then coming out of it and switching to something else, you know, then really starting to observe it as shadows that are forming within a fold, you know, and then switching back to just paying attention to just like geometric shapes and so on and so forth, to just switch between understanding what I'm painting and also gaining accuracy in it. So that way I could rely less and less on this like abstract sort of approach, and more on just knowing how to draw these things, like how to draw these folds. I think similar to my other projects, there has to be a point where I just focus on this offline and try to get as much done as possible. Because with this project, oh man, I could see this going on for a really, really long time because there's so much to do. There's like so much blending, so many shades, so many line variations. It's a lot. So unless I tackle it offline, you guys are going to be seeing this for a very long time. And I am planning to just switching to working on a project that I am doing offline right now, and showing you guys progress through that. It's more work from my imagination. It's more character development, playing around with perspective a lot for this one. So that should be fun. And just seeing it through until it's complete. It still seems like his legs are shorter in my painting as opposed to the original. So for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, or you guys weren't part of the previous stream, there's some good news. I will be showing you guys another special intro tomorrow, so make sure you tune in then. And I decided to do it at the beginning, so during the time of figure drawing basics, before I get to figure drawing basics, I'm going to show you guys this special intro. There's also going to be another one this Friday, which is going to be a continuation of this really long Gil Elfgren introduction. I'm going to say I still haven't really dived into like all the book, the reason why I started this whole thing. So there's a huge collection waiting for you guys to see. But for now, I'm just like going over all these influential artists that have influenced him, and also highlighting how they've influenced other really renowned artists as well in modern day living. So it's just kind of cool going on this journey, discovering all their work, talking about their work, seeing their painting. So yeah, that's going to be this Friday. I'm going to be continuing with Gil Elfgren Part 8. And it's up to 8. And you guys can catch up with the old streams by heading over to the video section in the Twitch channel and filtering it based on collection, which should open up a bunch of folders for you. And you guys can check out the previous ones by checking out special streams. I believe I changed it recently. I changed the name of the folder to special streams. And you guys can click on that and you'll see all the previous Gil Elfgren streams 1 through 7. And then Wednesday is going to be something different, unrelated to Gil Elfgren and all the influences. So make sure you tune in tomorrow as well. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to see more of it. Today, I believe I'm gonna make this a bit shorter. A bit of a shorter stream, guys. It's only gonna be half an hour long. But right now, I'm gonna be back tomorrow. It's gonna be coloring comics. Where I'm going to be doing John Buscema's Conan the Barbarian that I've been working on for a while. I'm going to be using India inks. I'm going to be coloring it traditionally. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm always looking forward to like any like sort of traditional work. I like that experience. It's different. You know, it's a different experience. I'm going to say this is really good experience as well. Because, and something that I was talking about before, it's very similar to blind contour drawing because I'm not looking at the paper. You know, I'm just kind of seeing my hand move at the corner of my eye if I pay attention. But for the most part, I'm just looking at the canvas, and depending on how well my hand-eye coordination is synced, I'll get pretty good results or not. Whereas when it comes to traditional, I am seeing my hand move. It helps to develop the lines that I want quicker. I'm going to say my pace is faster. But they both have their perks. They both have their drawbacks. Though I am looking to just completely switch to traditional, like even for personal work or projects that I'm currently working on, I'm doing them traditionally and then scanning them in and working on them digitally. But for the future, like for all other projects, I want to get to a point where I'm so good at traditional that I barely even need to do any adjustments digitally. Back when people were making comics like that, you know, they weren't using any of this like digital media, and there's some amazing comics. John Buscema being one of them. You know, he was able to, like, if you guys check out, there are videos online now where you could see his process, which I'm so shocked. I really didn't think that that it was recorded at the time, but to my surprise, I recently just discovered these videos, the entire process actually from start to finish of him like drawing Captain America. And yeah, like inking it. I don't believe, no, there's no color. It's just from sketch to defined, more defined to inking. But yeah, didn't use anything digital, and they were able to do such amazing work, like such beautiful work when it comes to his comic books. I'm always mesmerized, always at awe whenever I see anything done by him. But yeah, I want to get to that point where, I mean, he was pumping out 2 issues per month. So I'm gonna say that's 60 pages. I'm gonna say it's close to 60 pages for the most part, if not 60 pages every time. And it was all done traditionally, just drawing stuff out and having those factories pump out reproductions. Scroll over there. All right, everybody. I am going to call it a night for tonight. It's going to be a short one, but tomorrow I should be back to the same hours. Same time and place right here at the Art Lounge Alley. If you guys enjoy this content, just make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. They're greatly appreciated. And make sure you tune in tomorrow for that special intro at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'll see you then.